All right, we're starting with layout, and we're going to talk about different websites and their layout. Where is the navigation? So let's go back to our websites. Look, we're going to talk about layout, then we're going to talk about accessibility and usability, and then we're going to talk about color. And we'll talk a good bit about color. So anyway, let's start with layout. Where is the navigation? Well, for starters, navigation is what makes you go to different pages. This may be the home page, and then you may go to programs. You can go to instructors. You can go to co-curricular organizations. You can go to FBLA, and you can go to galleries. One thing I like about this gallery page is that it is on its own separate page, and it doesn't take long to upload because you can look at individual pictures as you scroll through. They just give you little thumbnails. Well, that goes along with the graphics unit that we talked about in last lecture. Okay, so where is the navigation? On this page, on this website, it's up at the top. A lot of times they will have navigation as well on the bottom. Some sites do. So let's go over to SpreadTheRight. See, this one has it at the top, and some it has navigation at the bottom, so that when you go to different pages, you could go to another page by clicking at the bottom. So this one has it at the top and the bottom. I'm going to go to Best Buy, and they have their navigation up at the top. This website for Best Buy is also at the top. Sometimes you find navigation. Let's go to Auburn. Auburn.edu. Of course, they have school colors. They have some navigation over here on the left and some navigation at the top. Let's go to Hoover High School. And you will see, this is Hoover High School's website. There is navigation up at the top and down the left side. When you click on to different sections, this is Hoover City website. You click on different sections, the menu items sometimes change and sometimes don't change over on the left. All right, so where are the advertisements? Well, you're not going to find any advertisements on Hoover High School, but on Best Buy, you find that's all they do is advertise, but they're not going to advertise anything else other than their website. Let's go to a different website that might have advertisements. So let's go to Google. That doesn't have much. They don't have many advertisements. Where can we go that has advertisements? Do they have a website? YouTube. All right. Here's YouTube. They put their advertisements a lot of times over on the right side. What other website is there? Their navigation is on the left side. What is it? Facebook. It's being slow. I've got too many websites open. Let's go to YouTube again. I like YouTube. Okay, but hey, look at this. This was interesting. Go back. They put on Google, when you search for something, they put their advertisements over here on the right. For Facebook, don't really want to sign in right now, but most of theirs is on the right side. All right, so where Some tips: you need to plan thoroughly. Be consistent with your fonts, colors, and menu locations. You will notice that Auburn has pretty much the exact same font everywhere. They used all caps for their navigation at the top. Use plenty of white space. White space is where you don't see things. So if you're clicking over here, you'll see that white space helps separate. You have white space over here. You have it at the bottom. White space is used effectively so that you can organize. The best content needs to be at the very top of the page. So things that you want people to see. Let's go back to HHS Biz. You can see that the thing that we want you to see is where you can vote for people, or we want you to see that you win big, FBLA won big. We want you to see our students. That's what's important to us at Hoover. Financial Literacy Month, somebody won there. These are just lots of recognition for our students. Character awards, what you're doing in the school, that sort of thing. Always include contact information. Well, in our instructors page, you can get in touch with me by Twitter, or you can click on the website and see all my contact information because it goes to Hoover High's website. So we link to Hoover High's website on HHS Biz. Okay. A lot of web pages have a contact us. This one will be under company info on the SpreadRight website. Contact us is probably down here at the bottom. Contact us is under corporate information at the bottom right on Best Buy's website. For Hoover City, they have contact information for depending on who you want to get in touch with, and it's very accessible. Contact us should always be on your website. You should check your website to see if it works good on multiple platforms, whether it's mobile devices or Macs or PCs. You should always check that. Don't overuse flashing animation. It will look like a Vegas. Sometimes some websites have so much flashing animation that it looks like Vegas. There's flashing lights and blinking animation everywhere with bright letters. What we are going for is maybe if you go to a website that says, let's go to Children's of Alabama. Okay, Children's of Alabama Auxiliary. I want to show you this website. Okay, Children's, it has a nice background, and it's taken forever to load. But I want you to notice that it has one blinking light, and that is the Donate Now. That is what they want you to see, and that's what they want you to click on, is the Donate Now. That is the only animation on this website. Okay, so make sure that any animation you have or color changes, you use those sparingly. Use blocks with headlines, subheadlines, and paragraphs. You'll notice that blocks of information are used here on SpreadRight. Blocks of information for different sections. Sediment control, this one has 2 different columns with blocks of text. HHS Biz has sections and blocks of information. If you go back to the home page, you can see where you have different blocks of information. You need to use headings. These are headings. When should you use bullets and numbered lists? This is a great example when you have multiple students and you don't want to write in paragraphs. You use bulleted lists. The only time that you would use numbered lists is if it matters what order they go in. How long should your lines be? Well, we already discussed that probably not all the way across a web page is not the best. People don't want to just read and read and read on your web page. And the very first page, a good rule of thumb, is the first page of any website. You should not scroll down. You should not have to scroll down. So if you go home on all the websites, you should not have to scroll. All the information on the very first page, the intro page, should be you should not have to scroll. So let's go to Best Buy's first page. This is investor relations. Everything should be on that main Best Buy page. For Auburn, when you go to Auburn's main web page, you don't really have to scroll. It's all there. Let's see. For Facebook, if you're signing up for Facebook.com, it's all on the one page. Hoover City Schools, you'll see that it is all on one page pretty much. You don't scroll a whole lot. So the very first page that you go to should not scroll. You should not have to scroll. So page length, if you have multiple pages, like if you scroll and scroll and scroll, you should always put back to top so that you don't have to scroll up. You can just click on a link that goes back to the top. All right. The next thing is when should you use, I'm sorry, one of the main tips that I want you to notice, that I want you to do is keep it simple. This is very simple. They have different sections. Hoover City Schools keeps it simple. They talk to their audience about who's going where, parents, students, employees, community. You know where to click if you are that person, depending on who's going there to look at the website. Just keep it simple. Spread Rights is extremely simple, and it needs to be simple because people are going to go there and they're just going to want to look at maybe the portfolio of things that they've done in the past. You can view more pictures here. It loads quickly. Now let's talk about accessibility and usability. Accessibility is so that people that are auditorily or visually impaired or impaired in any way will be able to look at your website and see, be able to make the font larger. If you are a government website, you will probably have to comply to certain regulations, and if you need to try to accommodate, you can look up W3C Technologies, which will help you. You can also go to accessibility validators to see if your website is accessible. Is it usable? Is your site usable? Is it up to date? Are you able to use the back button with your website? Are link names matching pages? Does it all work? Does it, when you click on company info, does it go to company info or does it go to the team, Spread Right team? The pages should be named. Each page, this one's company info, sediment control, they are all named. And if you'll notice, they have sedimentcontrol.htm up in the address. And navigation is very important. Where you put navigation should probably be at the top. Some navigation can be down the left side, and that's very important when you plan it. Now, let's talk about color. This is going to be a lot more fun to talk about colors. Colors should be used to evoke the desired emotional response. Reds are for energy, passion, danger. Blues, calmness, tranquility, stability. Greens for growth, nature, freshness. Yellows for happiness, playfulness, and sunshine. Browns for stability and earthy type things. Blacks for solemnness, mystery, and power. How many colors should you use? Well, typically only 2 to 3 total. If you are using a monochromatic color scheme, you are going to use shades of one particular color. So like you might pick brown and go with khaki and a cream color. Analogous color scheme, they're adjacent colors on the color wheel. So let me pull this color wheel up here. Let's look at the color wheel. So it might be orange and blue. So that would be for Auburns. You might have green and pink. You might have purple and yellow, which would be LSU colors. You're going to use colors on the opposite side of the wheel, color wheel. Sorry, you didn't get to see that. So blue and orange, yellow, yellow and purple, green and pink, green and red, orange and blue. Those are color wheels. And all the colors mean a lot of different things. So let's go back to colors. Complementary colors are on the opposite side of the color wheel. I apologize. I said analogous. They're adjacent colors. Analogous are adjacent, so that would mean, let's go down to the color wheel. That would mean like if you were to pick out green and blue, they're next to each other. Or green and yellow. Or red and orange. Or pink and red or pink and purple. Those are analogous next to each other. Color. Complementary or opposite, like orange and blue for Auburn. Triadic are 3 equidistant colors on the color wheel. So, for instance, red, yellow, and blue, or pink, like this color, and this color. You can look down here and count the number. 3 equidistant, so yellow, blue, and purple. Those would be the 3 color schemes that you might use. All right, so let's move right along. I included a lovely color of some emotions, a color wheel with emotions on it. Note the lighter, there's dark, they use black font, and on the center where it gets darker, they used a lighter font. The use, who uses what colors for what purposes? Well, you got fast food restaurants typically use red, yellow, or green and yellow. For instance, Wendy's is red and yellow, McDonald's, In-N-Out Burger, Pizza Hut. Can anybody think of any other fast food joints that use red and yellow? There's lots of them. Foods in general. Milo's is red. Okay, green and yellow, Subway and Olive Garden. Makeup, black and white, Maybelline, MAC, L'Oreal. Pink, you got Lancome, Playtex, Avon, Bic razors for women. Government agencies, you've got blue and green typically. It's not this bright blue color. It is darker blue for the USDA, U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Red, white, and blue, you got NASA, Peace Corps, American Red Cross, U.S. Department of Transportation. Y'all can look those websites up, but these are the colors that are usually used. For hotel spas and hospitality, you usually see a lighter blue, lighter greens, brighter greens, and you might also see like MGM Grand. You might see gold, gold and black, gold and white, gold and silver, silver and black, any combination of those colors right there. Anyway, it's fun to go look up all these websites, and you will see the different colors. And you need to finish your critique right now for a website. Make sure you include the website.